Sup YouTube, it's me KC and I'm back with another video. And in this video, I'm finally back on YouTube. As you guys should all know if you've seen my previous video saying how I wasn't able to make a video because of my laptop being down. I know you guys will probably be all like, oh, you're a technician in training, you know, you're supposed to know all of this stuff. But, you know, I'm supposed to know this stuff. I don't know everything about it. The problem with my laptop is that I got the black screen of death and it's dealing with the GPU being too heated up. It's just overheating. So now my GPU needs a reflow, and in order for me to do that, I'll have to get some equipment to, you know, heat it up and all that stuff and get it back to its normal temperature. And I would have to take apart all of the parts of my laptop and put it all back together. Now, I'm not really too familiar about taking a whole laptop apart and putting it back all together again, so I didn't feel comfortable with that. And with this time is very pivotal for me because I got to handle business, and yes, I'm on spring break, so I'm handling business on spring break, and I'm fixing the site for my school's tech club. So I've been doing that and all that stuff, so I would need a laptop in order for me to do all of this stuff. So I did end up getting a laptop, and I went half and half with my mom. She helped me out to get this. It didn't cost too much, and it is a Dell laptop. And back then I used to always just go by the names, you know. It was an HP, and because it could you know, you could plug it up, you could play it through the wall or whatever, and you wouldn't even need your battery for an HP laptop. That's the reason why I had bought one back then. But now this time I was looking at the specs, and for the price that I was getting, I thought that getting this Dell was not that bad. So for the specs, the CPU is an Intel Pentium B950 series, and that's like a step below the i3 series. And I know you guys probably really don't know all of that, so that's why I'm going to start making tech tip videos again here and there, so that you guys can be more informed, since now I got my HP laptop out of commission over here, and now I'll be able to probably take it apart and show you guys some stuff of how to replace hard drives and all that stuff. So it's got three USB ports. It's got an HDMI port, it's got a VGA port, it's got an SD card slot, and it's a 64-bit. It has 64 bits on there for Windows 7, so that's also good. So the specs are pretty up to snuff, but the only thing that is lacking is its battery life. And for the price that I really paid for it, which I really don't want to get into right now, I didn't pay too much for it, so it was good. For the price that it wasn't all that bad, especially since it was on sale. So I didn't really have too much to choose from. It was a laptop that was made from Samsung that had the Windows 8 version of Windows, and I didn't want that for the operating system. I wanted a Windows 7 laptop, and it's hard to find those brand new now with it already installed, so I ended up getting that. So this is pretty good for what it is, and it gets the job done. The only thing that we would have trouble with is like the dips in frame rate when you play like computer games such as Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto will probably be like 15 frames on the B950 series versus like an i3 core processor. So the i3 core processor probably handling like 30 or 60 frames. Knowing Grand Theft Auto is probably going to handle it in like 30 frames. But anyways, enough with the tech talk. You guys will probably be expecting those kind of videos later on. I'm not going to make one just really like that, but expect more computer tip videos, since now I have a broken down laptop that I can kind of take apart and show you guys some stuff. Anyways, games that I picked up, and I'm going to do this real quick because my battery is running out. I traded in New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii because I got the New Super Mario Brothers U, and you're going to get that DLC that gives you 80 more levels, so I just said it was obsolete. Traded that in. I traded in some other game, God of War for the PSP. Don't like all those puzzle elements that God of War likes to throw in after you fight an intense battle and all that stuff. and then they throw in the puzzle element. I can't stand that, so I traded that in. And I traded in Bayonetta because it's just too much going on in that game. So I end up getting $42 in-store credit with the 50% offer that they were running, you know, for the extra in-store credit stuff. And end up getting Rayman Origins for the Wii because they didn't have it for the PlayStation 3 version. End up getting Gran Turismo 5 Prologue, which was only $5, so I just said why not. And I end up getting Dead Rising 2. Now Dead Rising 2 is really not my kind of game, so I end up taking it back because it just, if I'm gonna put it like this, if Dynasty Warriors was more organized with zombies and all that stuff and level up systems and all that stuff and it had a little story here and there, it would be Dead Rising. And for people that would like Dynasty Warriors or that button mashing series kind of things, that's right up their alleys. I'm not saying that Dead Rising 2 is a bad game, but it's just not for me. So I end up trading that in, and I end up getting Deus Ex because I'm into that little sneaking around stuff. It was only like $13, so I was like, alright, I'll trade that in for this. I'm enjoying it so far. It's slow, but the combat is tight. I'm not really into first-person single-player games, but I thought I'd give this a chance, and I'm surprisingly liking it. And a lot of people said that the story later on will be really good, and it, you know, that it'll get me hooked, somewhat like, you know, this series right here did, you know, Metal Gear Solid. So I'm really looking forward into that. But one more thing, I was playing, or what I've been doing or playing or whatever, I played Mass Effect 2, and that game was amazing. Man, I was late to the party, but I put 57 hours into it. And I think if it wasn't for the class that I had, which was the Adapt class that kind of felt like the Necromancer or something off of Borderlands 2 or the Siren off of Borderlands 1, I don't know if I got them flip-flopped or whatever, but having control of your enemies is like my kind of thing, and it felt like that you could, you know, it felt like a real RPG game, and you could slow down time and predict what was coming. I put 57 hours into it. My favorite character was Kisumi in the game. She survived. Yes, I'll be buying Part 3. I know the ending was terrible, but I heard that they kind of fixed that with the patch and all that stuff, but I'm into it for the gameplay. Hopefully they have a great story like they did there. It was more about the interactions with your characters and to see who lived and died in the end and all the stuff that happened, and it was totally worth it for Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 had to be one of the best Western RPG games that came out this gen, along with, in my opinion, was the last story. A lot of people would like to debate with me that it was Xenoblade, but I haven't played Xenoblade. And this game was linear and just for me, just like Mass Effect. Linear, just for me. But with that being said, expect some more computer tip videos. Expect some more regular videos about me talking about video games every week when I can. And if you'd like to join a site that has, you know, tons of gamers or whatever, it is for all gamers. It's a chat site. Please join the Gaxis chat. It's www.gaminaxis.weebly.com. So again, www.gaminaxis.weebly.com. We have all gamers there for you. Be posted down in the links description below. And I will see you guys later. Stay tuned for more videos. Peace.